welcome back. So today's video is an affordable drugstore themed makeup tutorial. I'm laughing because I just have not done a drugstore, like strictly drugstore themed video in such a long time. I'm such a little high-end bougie bitch. There is some absolute bangers at the drugstore. Like there is some really good products, but it's just about finding them because I feel like it can be really hit and miss. So in this video, I use some of the products that I really love, and I'm actually going to do a best of the drugstore kind of video for you guys. All the products that I love and that I think are so worth the money and things that stay in my collection throughout the years. So yeah, I will do that video for you guys. This Vlogmas, this Casemas I should say. I have officially decided that I'm going to call it Casemas. Someone said to call it Smallmas because like I'm small. Like I was like, that's the best. But it only got 37% votes. And then like there was like 70 or something for Casemas. So Casemas it is. I decided to just kind of update you guys on my life in this video as well, and I realized halfway through filming this that I pretty much got this idea to do this video from watching Kathleen Light's recent Get Ready With Me using drugstore products, because I already had like all the makeup out for like the last couple of days planning to do a drugstore tutorial, but I wasn't going to do it like a chatty get ready with me. Like it was going to be a talk through, but I wasn't going to be like updating you on my life. And then I watched hers updating people on her life and just talking about stuff. And I just started doing that today, and I was like, oh wait a minute, I just did exactly what I just watched. Her video was super enjoyable, so I will link it down below for you guys, because I actually really enjoyed watching that, and I'm a big fan of Kathleen. I think she's just so cute and adorable. I'm gonna stop rambling and I'm gonna jump in to the vid, enjoy, maybe like get some snacks or something. I feel like it's gonna be long. Maybe like Doritos would be good. I feel like this is the video for Doritos. Maybe some salsa. Maybe a Kinder Surprise. Yeah. Alright dudes, I'm looking and feeling very rough today. I tried out a face mask this morning and it made my face really red and rashy, so amazing. I'm just gonna jump in and we're gonna do my face first, my base. So I'm going to use this Wet n Wild Coverall Primer. I've literally never used this, but I tested it on my hand just before and it felt really hydrating and nice. First things first, I recently moved house. So I moved into a new apartment. This one's more of a flat than an apartment. Like, I mean, apartments and flats are basically the same thing. It's just like a lot older. It's like a unit of like 4 units. What am I saying? Why can't I explain this properly? It's like a block of 4 units. So there's only 4 other tenants living in here. So it's nice and small compared to like my other place, which was like a huge complex. They had like all these rules and like, it was just such a buzzkill. There was like a communal area on the roof and you couldn't even use the barbecue unless you paid like a $500 deposit. Like, who has $500 just casually laying around to use a barbecue? This actually feels really drying. Like it was hydrating, but like not. It feels really hydrating at first, but then it kind of feels a little bit like powdery. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of my L'Oreal Lumi Magique primer and just add a little bit of glow to my skin because that primer didn't really do what I was hoping it would do. We've been here like maybe almost a week now. 5 days, 4 days. It hasn't really been long at all. So I'm just kind of getting used to everything. We still have boxes everywhere and you guys know what moving's like. It's just a very stressful time. I'm getting used to living in an older apartment. I love it. I love living in an older apartment. It has so much more character than our old place. I'm just gonna make up a little foundation mixture. Taking my Maybelline Matte and Poreless foundation, and then I'm just gonna mix in some of my L'Oreal Illuminator drops. I'll leave everything linked down below for you guys because I'm not going to be going like super in depth with what I'm doing. So in our last apartment, we didn't have any outdoor, we didn't have grass or anything, or like we didn't have a parking space, which was so annoying. Where we were living was like Sydney's inner west in Erskineville, so it's such a busy area in the sense that like there's a lot of apartments and housing there, and so like we couldn't get a parking permit because we lived in an apartment complex, and apparently if you live in a complex you aren't allowed a parking permit. I don't know why. It's so stupid. Literally would have to move the car like every 2 hours and stuff, and it drove us insane. This place that we are living in now has a parking space. It's just like an outdoor parking space, so it's not like a lock-up garage or anything like that, but at least it's a spot where Hamish can park his car. We actually have somewhere where we can hang our clothes. We didn't have a dryer in the last place, and we had the tiniest little balcony, and we only had like a really small clothing rack. We actually have a clothesline like right out this window, my windows that I'm filming in front of, and there's like a little communal grass area. No one's ever really down there. Like there's a chair and sometimes there's a couple of people sitting there, but it's like, it's pretty chill. People just do whatever, whereas like in the old place that we lived at, you could not do that. You would like be breaking like 50 school rules. I'm going to conceal my bad sleeping habits now. This is the Maybelline Age Rewind. I've been a fan of this for like a long ass time. Oh, that's too much. What am I thinking? The only thing I hate is the applicator, because you can't, I need to get in the corners of my eyes and I freaking can't. There's heaps of like nature here as well, which I love, because like when we look out our bedroom window, there's like this really beautiful like flame tree. I don't know what they're actually called, but I'm just gonna be calling it a flame tree. I've actually named him Firenze after the centaur from Harry Potter, because I feel like Firenze is just a really good like flame orientated name. At my old place, I would look out the window and I would just see apartment complexes. Like there was one window where we had some really nice trees out the front, but then across the, like from that, there was just a huge apartment complex. We didn't really see a lot of skyline. Where we are now, you walk down the road and you can see the view of like the Sydney Harbour Bridge and like the city and stuff. And there's actually this really beautiful walking track. It looks like this beautiful little rainforest area. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you would have seen on my stories. It just looks like such a nice little spot to go and sit in the mornings or the afternoon and just like read a book and just like relax. And there was a lizard in the house today. I was like walking out of the kitchen, and because we've just moved in, we kind of have like bags and stuff everywhere. There was like a bag on the floor, and I went to walk past it after like washing my bowl in the sink, and it just kind of like moved, and I swear I saw like this thick brown looking thing. I swear it was like a freaking like blue tongue lizard or something. I don't know, because I didn't see its face, like I didn't see exactly what it was. I just saw like the general slithering, sliding, skidding kind of motion. I was like, ah! That wasn't even as whiny as it was. Like, let me see if I can do it. Oh my god, I can't even. I'm very disappointed in myself. Apparently, in the face of danger, I just squeal and run away. I went looking for the lizard. I can't find him. I don't know where he's gone. And a friend of mine, Steph Bailey, who is also a YouTuber here on YouTube, she lives in the same kind of area that I do, and she said that she always has lizards come inside and they lose them forever, and she said it's terrifying. So I think this is my life now. What I'm using now is the L'Oreal Paris Le Magique Stylo Touch. It's a highlighting pen thing. This isn't like a highlighter, it's like a concealer highlighter type thing. Like it's not glowy or anything. It's just a nice alternative to using concealer to highlight your face because it's really thin. Look at that. Look, I'm looking snatched already. I'm going to jump in with some contour. Where is the contour end? This is like a contour and not contour highlight. We don't use the highlight ends. Does anyone ever? This is from Wet n Wild, and it's in the shade light/medium. I feel like so silly. I don't even like talking about this stuff because I just can't be bothered. Like it's just what's done is done kind of thing. Like it's just talking about it isn't, get out of the way. Talking about it isn't going to make it any better. Basically, Hamish and I are paying double rent for this whole month, which I feel like so stupid about, but it was just one of those things. Let me just freaking hold this out of the way. It was just one of those things that just, because you're stressed and moving, you didn't really like think that far ahead into. I don't know if you guys remember, a little while ago, I would have mentioned that Hamish and I were going to be spending all of December and Christmas in Scotland, but obviously that didn't happen. So basically Hamish is a med student and he was going to do one of his placements there, but I just wasn't getting like a lot of work at the time with sponsorships and stuff, and that's like my main income. Like I make like shit all from AdSense. And you guys would have seen recently I had a shitload of sponsorships come in, so that was awesome. It was like with so many brands that I love as well, and it just sucked that everything hit at the same time, but also it was a massive lifesaver for me, like savings and money wise, because I'm really good with my savings. We'd basically just been living off that for like a few months. It was starting to like dwindle down a little bit, so I was like, shit, am I like going to earn some money soon? It was actually like really stressful at the time. So I had a really like quiet few months, and we were thinking about it and we were like, oh, going to Scotland's probably not the best idea. And because our lease was ending that month, so at the end of the month after we'd come back from Scotland, we would have had nowhere to live. So what the plan was that we were going to end our lease at our old place early. So that's why we moved now. The deal that we had with the real estate was we would either pay the 4-week break lease fee, or they were going to try and get someone in and we would just pay week to week until someone else started renting the property. But it doesn't look like anyone's going to start renting it anytime soon because the market is shit at the moment. Because the market is so crap at the moment and we didn't realize, we decided to go ahead with moving anyway. Even though we weren't going to Scotland, we're like, okay, we hate our place, we want to move anyway, and they've already given us this deal, so, you know, why don't we just move anyway? And so we moved, and now it looks like we're going to have to pay the 4 weeks break lease fee thing. Hopefully that makes sense. I don't know how else to like explain that. I'm really bad at explaining things. Basically that's why we're like doubling up on rent for this month, because we're just silly and we didn't think about it. Technically we're probably not even saving like any money at all. We could have just gone to Scotland. I'm not mad about it anymore. I don't even care. I'm like, you know what, it's just numbers, it's just money. Like, I always try not to get too stressed about money and worry about it so much, because it just, honestly, it's just not good for your soul. My computer is going like balls to the walls at the moment. Like, it's so loud. I'm going to actually spritz my face with a little bit of the Rimmel Insta Fix and Go 2-in-1 primer and setting spray. So I'm guessing it's meant to be kind of like a Fix Plus type thing. Oh, that went in my eyes. How did that get in my eyes? That was weird. It's like the little spritzes that like went like into my eye sockets. I was fucked up. Anyway, that feels like nice. Oh, that made my skin so dewy. I think I really like that spray. I'm just using this little Lumi. Lumi? Is this Lumi? No. This is Nude Magic. I don't know what it is about drugstore brands having weird ass names for their products. I just don't know what to call them. I'm like, do I say the Lumi Magique bit? Or like, no, I don't know. This is the Nude Magique BB powder. So it's basically like a translucent kind of powder. Translucent on my white skin anyway. This is the L'Oreal Glam Bronzer. I really like this. I love like a orange kind of bronzer. She looks like she's been in the sun all summer. I'm going to the sun all the time. I got lip fillers the other day again. Someone on my video recently and she was like, did you get lip fillers? And like I hadn't gotten recent lip fillers then, but I was like, did you just join my channel? Like I've been getting fillers for like a whole last year. Like I swear they must have been really new, because it was like they were asking if I'd like gotten them for the first time. First? Why do I keep talking like that? I swear that's why I'm stuttering as well, because my lips are moving a little bit different to how I'm used to. They're still really swollen and they're a bit lumpy at the moment, so if they're looking like kind of weird and like duck-like, that's why. Blush, I'm using Colourpop. I know this isn't exactly drugstore, but it's super cheap. It's like cheap as chips. Cheap as chips, literally. I think this is discontinued or is limited edition or something. I don't know, but they have so many nice little palettes on there, so many blushes like you can get individually. But this is, oh, just doesn't even have a name. Just did not have a name. I feel like it had one of those little slide-on slips and I didn't keep it, but it's really beautiful. I'm sorry. I just really like this blush because it's so like peachy and matte. I don't like shimmery blushes unless it's Milani Luminoso. What are we talking about? Oh yeah, fillers, my fake ass face. So the main reason I wanted to go was because I wanted to get my Botox touched up. Can you see? I'm frowning. I'm very, very, very upset about this. I literally look like the mum from a Cinderella story.
I am very, 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 very upset about this.
You don't look upset.
It's the Botox. I can't show emotion for another hour and a half.
I have a really bad indent right there. I don't really need like Botox that much, I don't think. It's just I have this one indent right here and I can feel it right now. It's like literally a huge divot just from me frowning. And I remember Hamish once said to me that I'm never going to get rid of that frown line as long as I'm with him, because he's always making me like get angry about something. And I was like, you little shit. And aside from getting it there, the only other place I get it is just above my brows. I don't get it for like, I still have movement like you guys can see. I don't want it in my forehead. I don't need it. Like this is the amount of movement. Even when I don't have Botox, that's literally all I can move my forehead. I don't know why. My sister can move hers heaps, but I just can't. I don't know. I've never been able to. So I'm not complaining. It's a good thing. So I only get it above my brows just for like a little bit of a brow lift, because I feel like it just kind of lifts my eyelids a little bit and stops them from being like kind of saggy. I honestly don't notice it. But then when I don't have it, I'm like, why do my eyes look so sad? Like recently I was looking at my eyelids and I was like, have I gotten really fat or something? Like why are my eyelids like so droopy? And like I have gained like 5 kilos this year. So like it's a combination of like my eyelids and getting a little bit fat. But mostly the Botox, I like to think. I'm just using the highlight from that little palette now. It's like so gold and pretty. Bitch lasagna.
Let me serve your bitch lasagna.
Oh, that's what I was going to talk about as well. I nearly forgot. That's the whole reason I brought that up. I got my nose fillers dissolved. Not all of them. I'm considering doing the rest. I was going to do all of it, but then I pussied out because I was like, I don't know what it's going to look like. Like I got scared. I just feel like my nose like was looking big. Like if you go back and look at my old videos, my nose looks so little and skinny. And the only reason I got nose filler is because I have a bump right here. So I get it there and there, but we also did the tip and here to like change the overall profile view. But I just feel like my nose was looking so bulbous, and I know this is like super vain shit to talk about, like whatever. I like getting fillers and stuff, okay? Just like, let me live. I just wasn't loving like the look of like how my face was looking. I was feeling like sad about how my nose looked, and it's something I could change as well. If it was something that I couldn't change, I wouldn't worry about it. Do you know what I mean? I was more annoyed at myself because I was like, why did I even get filler there? My nose before was fine. Looking back on it now, like I'm so grateful that I have not gotten a nose job or anything like that. And this for me is like a big indication of why I will never get like plastic surgery or something. Fillers is enough. Like it's enough that I can dabble in it. If I don't like it, I can easily go and get it dissolved and it's all erased and taken away. But actually getting like permanent surgery, power to you if you want to do it, totally cool. I don't give a shit. Like I love seeing before and afters and things like that. Like it's just really cool. But for me, I changed my mind at the drop of a hat, and I just know it wouldn't be like the right decision for me. I was feeling like this for months. Like it wasn't just like randomly. It was like the first time I got my nose filler done, I really liked my nose, and then my bump started coming back a little bit, and I got like a little bit obsessive with it, I guess, and I went back and had it touched up again, and that's when I stopped liking it, I think. By the way, we are using the Dream Street Kathleen Lights times Colourpop collab. Again, I know it's not Drugstore, but I don't really like Drugstore eyeshadows. Like I have not found any that I like, and I feel like Colourpop may as well be Drugstore. Quality wise, freaking phenomenal, but price wise may as well be Drugstore. It's so affordable. So yeah, I literally just went in and I just said like I want to get the tip dissolved and we'll just see how that goes, and then I might eventually go back and get the rest of it dissolved. Apparently it takes up to 2 weeks for it to like fully kick in. So you guys, I don't even know if anyone will be able to notice, but the tip is almost back to my old tip. I kind of have like a little bum nose when I don't have filler, and I can feel the two. It's just a lot flatter now. I can still feel there's a little bit of filler in there. It's coming back to like more my nose, and I just feel like a little bit more like myself. I feel like your nose is like really changes how you look. Like if you see people with nose jobs before and after, they look like completely different people. I feel like it's such a center focal point of your face. And yeah, I don't know, I just wasn't feeling like myself. That's the update on that. My name's Kasey Rayton, I'm a fake bitch. My whole face is made of plastic. And I also just wanted to say, like, if you're considering fillers and stuff like that, really think about it and take the time to decide whether you think it's worth it for you and whether it's going to make you happier, or like be realistic about the results. I just use the shade Magical, I think. Yeah, Magical. I'll just point to them because these like confuse me. I don't know if they're through or flip. Rotating shapes is not my strong suit. Anytime I had to do it in an exam, I was like, oh my god, where the hell did this rhombus come from? Like we just had a square. Like somebody, where's the trapezoid gone? Rotating shapes really just throws me off. I have no spatial awareness whatsoever. Now I'm going in with this brown kind of shade, and I'm just deepening up the outer corner and into the crease. The only thing that drives me insane with these Colourpop palettes is they don't have a mirror. And I always like to look into a mirror. Why does the blush palette have a mirror? You know what I mean? Like that doesn't make sense to me. Like why would you have, a blush palette doesn't need a mirror? That's what I wanted to talk to you guys about as well, which is weight gain. So I have actually gained 5 kilos this year. maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, but it shows up on me really easy, I feel like. I feel like you guys wouldn't be able to tell unless you were to go back and compare. Just my face is chubbier. I got a little bit carried away with eating the McDonald's this year. I literally, like, I just got carried away with like the Uber Eats and stuff at the start of the year. I had a lot of stressful things happening. Last year, I don't think I was eating as much. I was filming shitloads. Like I was filming so much. My channel was doing really well. I would eat breakfast and then I wouldn't eat for the rest of the day until like dinner time. I was just overworking myself and I never noticed it until recently when I went back and compared like some try on hauls and I was like, damn, mama got a little bit thick this year. I'm the happiest I've ever been. But it's getting to the point where I'm like, I'm unhappy with how my body looks. And I find myself wearing really baggy, big, oversized t-shirts a lot more, which is probably something that would be noticeable in my videos. I feel like I used to wear like singlet tops a lot and I definitely don't do that now. I still like my body. I still think I'm banging. I love myself. I don't think I'm fat by any means. This is not what I'm saying. I'm not body shaming. In one of my last videos, I mentioned, I think it was a clothing haul. I mentioned like I'd gained a bit of weight and someone was like, stop saying things about your body that are not correct or something. And I was like, dude, it is correct. I gained weight. Like, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying I got a little bit fat. Like, it fucking happens, man. I'm like getting closer to 30. We start getting a little bit chub. I noticed like I won't wear crop tops a lot because I don't like my belly being like shown. I won't wear like tight fitting jeans because all my jeans are just like that tiniest bit too tight for me now and I don't like how they look on my stomach. Like I just feel like my tummy looks like it sticks out a bit more. My arms are like my biggest insecurity at the moment, which you guys probably think I'm crazy, but when you're used to your body looking a certain way and then you notice that there's changes, like I noticed it because we were in Bali and we were getting photos and I was like, my arms look huge, like why do they look like that? And when I compared them with like, this is the worst thing, don't compare your body to how you looked like 2 years ago or something because you're never gonna look exactly the same. And that's like my biggest downfall, I think, is like comparing myself to how I used to look. And that's why I got sad about my nose, because I compared my nose to how it used to look and I was like, god damn it, what the fuck did I do that for? I'm usually someone that has a really strong jawline and I just noticed my face is just a little bit chubbier. And even when I went to go in and get my fillers, Dr. Naomi, she was saying that she likes my face a bit chubbier. She thinks it's like really flattering and I was like, I don't. Like, I miss my skinny little face. The shade I was just using is this one, by the way. That one. And then I think I'm going to go in with the littlest bit of this, just on that same brush. Whoa, my laptop, what are you doing? I've moved it like as far from my microphone as I can, but I feel like it's going to show up in the sound so much. As soon as I start changing the way I dress to fit within my insecurities, that's when I know that it's time to make a change. And I don't want to be that person that like, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not like fat shaming or anything like that, not even close. Like there's weight gain is a big issue in my family. And like, I would never want to insult anyone or make anyone feel bad about themselves, but I just really don't. I have such a big fear of being that person that wakes up one day and they're like, how did I let myself get like this? It might seem silly that I'm like stressing about it now, but I'm more just like, I want to start eating healthy, no more like Uber Eats, no more like getting pizza and stuff. Like, obviously I'm not going to starve myself. I love burgers, I love McDonald's, but I can't keep eating those every day whenever I feel like. Like eating fries all the time is not good for thy arteries. I more just want to make sure I'm eating a balanced, healthy diet, getting enough nutrients and macros into my body, as well as like my micronutrients, and just making sure I'm eating enough to be healthy. One of my parents does have the early onset of diabetes, so I really shouldn't be eating that much McDonald's. My pop has diabetes as well. At the end of the day, if I want to have fries or a burger, I'm going to have fries or a burger. Like I don't care that much, but it's more just like creating healthy habits in general, making it so like eating fries and a burger is like a treat. It's like a special thing, like a once a week kind of thing, not an everyday kind of thing. Anytime that like something makes you sad in life, I feel like if there's a way that you can fix it, you should totally do so. This isn't getting me down, but it is just something that I kind of think about day to day. Like if I'm like leaving the house, I'm like, oh, I'll wear a t-shirt because I don't really want my arms out, which I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be worried in the way I look. I want to feel fine. Creating healthy lifestyle habits is just so important to me. Anyway, I feel like this can be like a little bit depressing to talk about, so let's move on. I'm using this shade. I feel like doing something like really rose gold and pretty today. I feel like a little bit like insecure about uploading these kinds of videos. As like raw and real as I am with you guys, I am a very like private person. If you met me in real life, I will divulge my darkest secrets to you. I'm really bad with that because I don't really care. Like I'm like, whatever, I've got nothing to hide. But just when I have time to think about putting it on camera, and I just don't like rambling about it on camera. I'm gonna go in with this lighter shade, and I'm just gonna put a little bit of this more towards the inner corner. Do a little bit of ombrizzle. Can't think of anything else major that I was meant to tell you guys, but I am getting a real Christmas tree, and that's pretty major, right? I always thought like a real Christmas tree was like bad for the environment, like because you're cutting down a tree. I was like, oh my god, don't do a real one, just get a fake one. But it turns out real Christmas trees are better for the environment. Fake Christmas trees just end up in, why do I say these so weird? They just end up in a landfill, whereas the real Christmas trees, when you get them, apparently for every tree that is cut down and sold, they plant, like, I think it depends on the place, but this place I was looking at online, they plant 5 seedlings for every tree sold, which I thought was really cool. And you can recycle your Christmas tree too, so they don't end up in landfill. I'm guessing they just like put them into compost or something like that. Because Hamish and I have never bought a Christmas tree. I've only ever had Christmas trees when I was living at home. Hamish is actually having Christmas at my family's place this year, which I'm very excited about. Usually he goes up to his family because he doesn't live near them. They all live in Queensland, so it's like the one time a year that he does get to spend quite a lot of time with them. We are then going up to Queensland a few days after Christmas to go and visit his family. So we'll see them for like New Year's. And I'm going in with this Model's Own Colourpop eyeshadow. I'm literally just tapping the tiniest bit on just to get like a couple of like glittery like light reflex. I don't even know if that's coming up on camera. Pretty sure I'll be with Erin for New Year's, which will be super exciting. I don't usually spend New Year's with friends like ever. I haven't done that since I was in school. I'm usually just with my family for New Year's. Pretty sure there was one New Year's Eve where me and Hamish just went to sleep. Like, we're pretty chill. I used this one yesterday. It's the Wet n Wild Mega Liner, and I liked it, but I think I might try the L'Oreal one today. I don't know. Eyeliner is very stressful. Oh, this is really dry. No, this is tugging on my skin too much. It's really dry. That's so weird because I haven't used this much. I'm gonna go to the Wet n Wild one because this one was pretty wet and wild when I tried it. Get out of the way, lashes. I cannot wait for these lash extensions to leave my life. I mentioned in my last video that the lady completely fucked them up. So yeah, I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for them to fall out. They're nearly gone. Almost all gone. Oh, I guess we're doing a huge wing. I'm going to go in with some lashes now. I'm using these, what brand are these? These are Boldface, I think. 3D Lash Reinvention Muse Boldface. I don't know what the proper name is. I have so many words on these boxes. But I recently got a send out of these. I'm wearing the lashes in the style Now or Never. I'll show you guys what they look like. They're like this. They just look like really nice and fluffy. These aren't Drugstore to my knowledge. I've never seen them. Like, I think it's just like an online brand. And I'd only just gotten a PR package of them, and they sent me like all the styles. It was insane. Like some of them were really crazy. Like I think some of them are intended to be for like drag makeup. So I just kept all the ones that I liked the best. I was looking them up and I was like, please don't be expensive. I really want to use them in my affordable drugstore video. And I found that they were like $8. Like I didn't look at all the lashes, but I just had a quick skim on the website, and yeah, they were really cheap. These lashes look redonkulous. They're like so, like up, like just upright. They're crazy. Just using a bit of mascara to try and like blend those in a bit, and I'm gonna use it on my lower lashes as well. This is the L'Oreal Mega Volume Miss Baby Roll mascara. I've had this for ages. I like it. It's okay. All mascaras are like, eh, to me. The only mascara that I like really love is the Marc oh my god, if I look up, my eyelashes touch my eyelids. That's insane. The Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir mascara is like my favorite. It's just so good. It just makes your lower lashes like so chunky. Wet n Wild lipstick. It's one of their Mega Last lip colors, and it's in the shade Bare It All. Oh, this is dry. I feel like I need some moisture on my lips. Hold on. Let me put a little bit of lip balm on. I'm just gonna blot whatever's on my lip. Just spread it around. Anyway guys, that is basically it for this rambly little get ready with me drugstore affordable makeup tutorial. Hopefully you guys really liked it. Day 3 of Vlogmas is actually Casemas. I've decided while filming this video I'm going to call it Casemas. Please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. Check out my Instagram, which is just Kasey Rayton, and that's where I post all the photos of my makeup. I will see you guys tomorrow in Casemas day 4. That's 8, that's 4. Casemas is here and she's ready for a beer. See you guys tomorrow.